go ahead and make sure you click that link, get you some Teach Hanley, and support the Media Man YouTube channel, and also support Teach Hanley.
How can I be sure that you'll be right for me? You say you'll die for me. Will you survive for me? Gotta leave it 9 to 5 up on the shelf and just enjoy yourself tonight. Gotta leave it 9 to 5 up on the shelf and just enjoy yourself.
Marcus Murray. Marcus Murray.
It's up to me to let her hear what I want her to hear. This game, this how you play. This how you catch a bitch, man. You know, you niggas don't know. You know, all this. Hey, you heard ABCs? It's ABPs. Always be playing. Always. You never just say something out your mouth, man. Especially when somebody can hear it. This shit got to have intention.
Bitch, you know my game tight. You can make me wrong, now how you gon' make it right? Cali marijuana in my bone, take a flight. You remind me of the ladies in my song, this my type. Type a nigga name and then see a pimp pop up. Even the most sedity ones behind the tents, my slut. Lying when I tell the truth, they all convinced I fuck. Who the leader witnesses, they couldn't print my cup. I'm on the worldwide tour, getting to it's my plan. And fucking all the bitches I can. She got a date with the dope man. I'ma get it high, leave a none. Mr. Hef, aka he the one. You got me here, now what we doing? There's a line outside our options that I could be screwing. Fighting with my conscience cause it's you that I'm pursuing. Kick it with that nonsense for you exit and let to it. Spent the whole day stressing by the morning, I'll be straight. If I told them all that I would call it, I'll be fake. Finish my fucking number, no response, it's a mistake. Good as how I'm doing, good compliments to hate. I'm on the worldwide tour, getting to it's my plan. And fucking all the bitches I can, she got a date
first thing, yeah, baby, you know, I'm pimping mine. Oh, wow, she's already conjured up the bullshit she didn't heard. She ain't listening to you no more. So, what I'm saying is, you gotta understand that first. And then you gotta understand the way that you actually use this to your advantage is to not be like them. You know, when the bitch say some stupid ass fucking shit, alright, I'm gone.
She on a pill, I'm on that pink. Her legs on my shoulders, her ass on my sink. My phone ringing, she ain't even blink. Shit kept ringing, wonder what he must think. I ain't got the time, baby, don't quit him. Pillow on her face, I don't pillow talk with him. I bag him up, brag him, then forget him. Knock some years off him, let you niggas babysit him. I'm on the worldwide tour, getting to it's my plan. And fucking all the bitches I can. She got a date with the dope man. I'ma get it high, leave a none. Mr. F, aka he the one.
You know, I ain't gotta spend my time with you. You know, if you wanna fuck with me, fine, it's about pimping with me. But about me trying to convince you that I'm pimping, you know, fuck you, bitch. There's way too many motherfucking hoes out there for me to go fuck with than to sit up in here and try to talk you into fucking with me, bitch. You know, make me look little to sit up in here and try to talk your motherfucking bitch ass into, you know, fucking with me. You know, if you can't see it, then, you know, you lose. I'm the motherfucking prize. You know, I'm the prize. You're not the prize. I can have 7 motherfuckers like you. You can't never find another motherfucker like me.
This is a man's world.
You guys know we have Father's Day coming up, and this is a huge day for Black men. I've dedicated, I want to say, the last 2, almost 3 years in cleaning up the Black man's ethnic image in regards to fatherhood. So now that you guys understand the statistics about Black men and knowing that most Black men have children when they're married, most Black men are in their children's lives, knowing that 46% of Black men have ever fathered children, which debunks the narrative that all these Black men, or the majority of Black men, have been just fathering all these children that turn into single mother households, which is what society likes to push. You guys know now. So don't go out there on social media acting surprised that you see Black men getting accolades and kudos from their families, because this is normal. Let's act like we've been here. This is the first year that I want to see Black men stop saying, oh man, it's good to see a Black man with his kids. That's normal. Okay? Let that type of rhetoric be done by society and the Black men and women who don't understand and don't like Black men doing what they need to do. You guys understand it now. So don't go out there trying to overtly celebrate, oh man, this is what we need more of. You already have more of it, because the majority of Black men are doing what they're supposed to do in their children's lives. Okay? So I just wanted to put that PSA out there before we get our asses on social media and acting like it's such a surprise that you see Black men being fathers. It's normal. You guys know it now, so act accordingly, okay? So I just want to make that be clear. This is not new, okay? So salute to all the Black dads out there, and salute to all the dads in general.
There's been this landmark study from the Center for Disease Control, which debunked many of the myths surrounding Black fathers. It found that the majority of Black fathers live with their children, Black fathers are more likely to help their children with their homework, prepare meals, bathe and dress their children compared to fathers of other races. So the absent or deadbeat black father myth that many in America believe is really more like
What's going on? Welcome back to another Media Man Live. Happy Father's Day to all the great fathers out there. Like somebody said in the comments, hope you guys get a chance to relax. I damn sure am. You know what I'm saying? We was very busy yesterday. So this is my day to unwind. I'm definitely going to have me a nice Uncle Nearest whiskey as soon as I get off this live stream, just to celebrate and relax and go ahead and get out there on in the backyard and just relax by the water, man. You know, I'm just happy to be here. Blessings to everybody. God bless you moving forward. You guys are doing amazing. Shout out to all the dads, in particular the black dads. And I wanted to, do this early live stream real quick just to, somewhat commemorate all the work that, I put in regards to putting out these videos and all the work that you guys have done is, and when protecting the black male ethic image when it comes to black fatherhood. And this show is definitely going to be a reminder. So basically what I did is I grabbed some of my videos from, that I was addressing detractors and things like that in regards to black fatherhood and just giving you guys a reminder and all the statistics once again. So every time a video goes by, I'll stop it and we'll talk about it, but I'm gonna let the video play fully throughout this live stream and then we'll have a discussion. But if you guys want to give anybody a shout out via on the chat, damn sure highlight it. You got your pops out there, you guys are dads as well. I would love to give y'all shout out on the show, because this is a very important day for especially for black men, because we work very hard to remove that stigma from us, and it's slowly but surely dwindling off, because I see these conversations talked about in many different spaces that I never would have thought would have happened. And it's just so amazing to see that black men are finally standing up and we're protecting our ethnic image, because this stigma has been on us since I was a kid. I remember hearing this for a while now, and I'm just happy that I can be one of the guys to push this message even further, from a statistical perspective. And until this day, everybody that has a problem with it hasn't been able to show a refuting research or statistical report saying otherwise, that black men aren't the most involved. The majority of black men don't have children. The majority of black men are in their children's lives, So I'm just happy, man. And like I said, I take a firm stance on people who speak against this and all the statistics, because I consider you, like the kids say, an op. And that's including people in the black community. Every time I hear a black person try and, argue against these statistics, you are immediately an op to me. And I will either go ahead and block you, ban you, whatever I got to do. I don't need that negative energy, and I don't need my subscribers with that negative energy around. So that's your fault if you don't want to accept the truth. But here, we good. So I appreciate the support already. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a pop-up. Dante Bryant sent in a $20 super chat, man. I greatly appreciate it. He says, happy Father's Day, brother. Double M, thank you, brother. Always supporting you, boy. I got you down there on the bar as a show sponsor. And then we got 504 Show Nuff with the $4.99 super chat. Man, I appreciate it, brother. He says, happy Father's Day to all the dads. Absolutely, brother, man. Thank y'all, man. I mean, thank you. So, Woke Quill, my man, what's going on? He said data over delusion. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to make some shirts. Y'all got some nice sayings. Centennial G said, facts, we take care of ours. Don't believe the BS. Absolutely, man. We do. Christopher Sterling, good day all, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Absolutely, brother. What's going on, Chris? And Centennial G said, happy Father's Day, fellas. It's our day for relaxation, but get that workout in. Absolutely. Even if it's a quick one. Yeah, man. Thank you, brother. And we got Mona D in the building. I know she's celebrating with her husband and her family. So I greatly appreciate you stopping by, Mona. Don't let this distract you. So I greatly appreciate it. So happy Father's Day, Media Man, and all the fathers. Greatly appreciate it. And K Nate Burton. What's going on, brother? My brother Cole in his profile picture. Happy Father's Day, gents. Hope you all get a chance to kick your feet up. Yeah, man. I'm gonna definitely have me a nice Uncle Nearest, you know, Uncle Nearest whiskey. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the video started. So y'all kick back and enjoy the show. And if anybody's new to the channel, this will remind you of how much work I've been putting in to address these particular people, especially in the Black community, because you know the Black community for some reason has a hard time believing Black men can be good men and good fathers. So you guys are gonna see I got a large compilation. This is gonna be a shock to me too, because I haven't watched these videos back in a while, but I did link them together. So every time a video plays, I will definitely come back and we will talk about what was just said. I appreciate, oh man, I was about to start. And Centennial G sent in a 1947. I know you could do that. Super chat. He said, "You are the father, Maury. Brothers always take care of ours. Blessed medium man, bro, looking like you bought to Hulk, about to Hulk up as usual." I appreciate it, brother. Man, we were in the gallery mall yesterday, and as I was, walking by, and I'll give y'all a funny story. Nordstrom, they forgot to take the little tag off or whatever of my shirt that I had bought like on maybe Monday or Tuesday. And I had to go take it back. So when I took it back, I was like, hey man, the guy that rung me up, he forgot to take this off. And they was mad that he forgot. And they was like, no, all you got to do is call the manager, and that person would have to drive to your house and take it off for you. I didn't know that would happen. So yeah, so they reminded me and gave me a gift card. So yeah. So yeah, and then also some dude while he's walking down, those guys that sell like the lotions and the perfumes in the middle of the mall. You know what I'm saying? We walking, his brother yells out, "Big Swole, Big Swole." I'm like, I just kept trying to walk. He was like, "Hey man, you hear me?" I was like, brother. Turned around, I was like, "I'm good, man." And he was sitting there like this. People crazy, man. Centennial G said about to cycle and type in don't miss. Okay, cool. And eclectic agitator, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, man. I see you got some kids in there. Let me know if you guys are fathers. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the chat and let me know. But we're gonna play this video here. And yeah, I'll be in the chat sporadically, multitasking a little bit because I got a little bit of work to do, but I'm gonna put it away. I promise you guys, and wait till Monday. But I'm gonna be writing a little bit. But I'll be in the chat. I definitely will. So let's get to cooking. Here we go. For Disease Control in 2023 released the fertility statistics by way of the National Center for Health and Statistics. They stated that the data collected between 2015 and 2019 showed that 61% of Black women aged 15 to 49 had a child, with 39% never birthing any. And only 46%, let me say that again, 46% of Black men ever fathered children. And 54% of Black men have never fathered children. But when I tell you that, an educated Black man, mind you, now all of a sudden the CDC is biased towards Black men and statistics don't matter. You see how that works? And let's not forget the pushback that the Black men get for being the most involved fathers. This white man feels comfortable asking why so many Black children are left up for adoption.
I got a question. Why are there so many Black children that need to be adopted?
Because I promise you that he's either listened to Black women on social media spread this false narrative of Black fathers being deadbeats, or he's actually looked up the statistic of 70% Black children being born out of wedlock. So let me educate both groups, since white men and Black women tend to share some of the same white supremacist talking points. According to the same CDC report, and during the same 4-year time span, Black women birthed 1 million more children than Black men had fathered, which means that they are procreating with the same small minority of Black men and having children out of wedlock, mind you, with other races of men. Oh, and that 70%, that children out of wedlock statistic, it's actually true. But the percentage doesn't simply apply to black men and women procreating with each other, you dummies. The statistic represents the children that black women have birthed out of wedlock with all races of men, because currently about 40% of black people live in households headed by married couples. 31% have a sole female householder, and 5% have a black man as the sole head of the household. I know. It's hard to believe that black men are deadbeats, right? Especially when the National Library of Medicine published a 2018 study titled, actually, Race, Ethnicity, Differences, and Non-Resident Fathers' Involvement After a Non-Marital Birth. They actually reported that mothers of black men's children echoed the most involved statistics, saying that black men shared responsibilities more frequently and displayed more effective co-parenting than Hispanic and white fathers. This is furthered by the blackdemographics.com reporting that 66% of black fathers and only 41% of black mothers actually live with their partners at the time of their child's first birth, whether married or cohabitating. If you fall into the category of black women and white men who question these black fatherhood statistics, fuck you from the bottom of my heart. All right, so I got a special video for you guys, but you guys enjoyed that. I got the ether beat back there, but I know you guys remember that video. It went somewhat viral in my, in my experience on TikTok, because I literally had to set the record straight because I was getting tired of people just trying to come at black men as if we're not involved in our children's lives. And like I said, I'm just so happy that I'm able to put this work in and you guys enjoy it. And we, are able to keep a level head, remain stress-free. And, it's been good so far. And like I said, that's just a sample of what's to come. But, sometimes it's hard for the black community to believe a black man when we're speaking on black issues. So this next video, I actually got a white man to speak for us. I'm an asshole. So if anybody had an issue with me bringing up the statistics, then maybe they'll believe this guy. Hold on, let me give you the name here. Oh, this is going to be good. They're going to hate me even more after I get done with this. So this is a provost lecture from Josh Leves, and it's on the myth of the modern dad. And he actually did this lecture in Stony Brook University. And you can hear in the back how quiet it was, because all the information that he was sharing with them was new, because they thought that black men were deadbeats as well. Get ready, y'all. Here we go.
One of the big lies has even confused our president. And I want you to hear this. It's about black fatherhood. I think the single most misunderstood part of fatherhood today is what's going on with black dads. And I just want you to hear a statistic that he used, that a lot of people, to be fair to him, that a lot of people use.
If you're African American, there's about 1 in 2 chance you grow up without a father in your house.
Okay, about 1 in 2 chance they grow up without a father in your house. The story of fatherlessness in a broad way, I'll get to in a second, but the story of black fatherhood is very different. And no one seems to know this, and this is where Charles Blow wrote about me, as you mentioned, and others have picked up on the book, even though I'm just reporting the facts and doing interviews. In fact, the overwhelming majority of black fathers live with their children. Now, in general in this country, fathers who live with our kids, and this busts all the stereotypes, across races, virtually all of us, it's about 98%, take care of our kids in all the major ways every day of the week or at least several days a week. And that includes bathing, feeding, helping them with homework, talking to them about their day. And among that group, black dads are the most involved. So it's really important for people to understand, and I dig into fatherlessness in general, and I have a guy in the book who had 8 kids by 3 different women and was totally absentee until he grew up and realized how he was wrong. He has ideas now for helping prevent it from happening. Fatherlessness is a problem. Fatherlessness in the black community statistically is a bigger problem, but it's critical that people understand that by far most fathers are there with their children. And it's especially important because of these lies in the Black community for people to know, guys out there to know that if they are not being there for their kids, they're the exception. They are not the rule. They are not in plenty of company. This isn't a normal thing to do. You are the minority. You are the exception, no matter your race. And I've done a lot of interviews about this because people found this part of the book so surprising or interesting. And very often, the people who are asking me about it are Black. And I was on an interview on something called yourblackworld.net, and they had 3 speakers there. They all said they were shocked. One of them said he didn't believe me, and so they had to go get them the statistics. But it's straight from the CDC. So this is a quote in the book, that this marks the debunking of the Black fathers being absent myth. It's so important to understand these things. And it's so important to bless our own conception so we can see what's going on. And fatherlessness in general is not what people say it is. These are the numbers that get thrown around. 1/3 of children, there's one article down there, 24 million American sons and daughters growing up without fathers. That's wrong. Here's another one at the bottom there that says more than 17 million children growing out without fathers. Fatherlessness is a huge problem. All these statistics are wrong. They're all completely wrong. And just so you know, the reason that I know this is that I looked at the actual facts. What they're all doing there is they're looking at living arrangements. So at first, they looked at how many kids live with their biological fathers and how many kids don't live with their biological fathers. That means that every kid with an adopted dad or a stepdad who's a dad in every way to him, except on paper, was listed as being fatherless or not living with their fathers. And then they were only going by living arrangements anyway. So in all the divorced couples, if a kid's primary residence is listed as being with his mother, these articles then say that kid's fatherless, even if the dad lives next door or across the street. And the studies show that often after a divorce, men become even more involved with their kids. So all of these figures are overblown. Fatherlessness is a huge problem, and it drives me crazy, and it drives everyone crazy who cares a lot about these issues, because the guys who are blowing off their families are a shame to all of us, and they're hurting all of us. It's bad for all of society.
Let's stop right there. Did you guys see that? Did you hear what he said? He said that the people who question these Black fatherhood statistics the most are Black people. And he also said there was a Black man in one of his lectures that didn't believe him, to the point where he had to go show him the statistics and also point him to the book, just to make sure that we're clear. And like I said, I get more pushback from the Black community than anybody, right? I rarely get a white man or woman in my comment section disagreeing with the stats. Majority is Black women, and right after that is Black men. So that's why I said it's very important for us to disassociate ourselves with Black people who don't want to believe the statistics. And I think I do a good job of that. When you start talking ignorant, I don't have a reason to hear anything that you say, unless you can, show me something that's refuting evidence. So yeah, so shout out to him, man, for putting that on at Stony Brook University. Let me get his name again so I can give him credit. Once again, that was Josh Levs, and it's on The Myth of the Modern Dad. It can be found, the whole lecture can be found on YouTube, right? And that was just amazing for him to present. And I really thank him for that, because like I said, we'll use those saying white ice is colder. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I've done far more research than damn near anybody, in this space. And sometimes the Black community needs a white person to hear it in order for it to sink in. You know what I'm saying? So along with me doing what I do and him doing that, I greatly appreciate it. I think we've covered it from all bases, and we're not done yet, because we have some detractor videos that I had to respond to in regards to Black fatherhood. But let me go ahead and shout out LJ for sending in the $4.99 super chat. Say happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Thanks for all you do, media man. Man, I appreciate it, bro. Blessings to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I do it for us. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Stephen F. Is there a link for this video? Like I said, man, his name is Josh Levs, and you can find it on YouTube. Type it in and type in The Myth of the Modern Dad. It's on there. Thank you. Woke Quill said, unless it comes from Beyonce or the church, it's not real to the community. Yeah, and you would think that with Oprah saying it, I thought they liked Oprah. But when Oprah said it, it's like, no, that's not true. I was like, oh, so maybe we need to get a white person to say it. So T Bill Chi-Town. So happy Father's Day to Media Man and all Semper Fi, I love your channel. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Got a Marine in the building. I'd love to see it, man. My service members. Let's see here. All right, so this next one, y'all probably gonna laugh at the first clip. But yeah, like I said, sometimes black women and gay black men, they go hand in hand when it comes to hating heterosexual black men. And this brother on the podcast thought he was saying something, and everybody in the comments said that he ate him up and he telling the truth. But they didn't, expect a guy like me to have a YouTube channel to address these types of things. So before we continue with the full video, this one is pretty long, so we're gonna be in there watching this. I can't wait to watch this back. So let's get to it. Here we go.
People get it misconstrued. What it is a lot of times these women don't have to take care of the household. These women don't want to be single mothers. These women don't want to do it on their own. A lot of them have to do it on their own because you have a lot of men that don't step up to the plate. A lot of these women don't choose these things. They're given the cards and they play the cards right. Because at the end of the day, you have a lot of women, i.e. your mother that you just set up here and say, raised you and took care of your household and made sure that you was good and took care of your responsibilities. She didn't want to do it on her own. She had to do it on her own. So maybe if a lot of men start stepping up to the plate, and I wasn't saying that I don't understand, I'm almost done. I wasn't saying that I don't understand the story of a black man because I'm black before I'm gay. But I do know at the end of the day that a lot of men are dealt the cards of doing what the fuck they want to do, and they leave the bullshit to the woman, so she's going to pick up the pieces. At the end of the day,
BlackDemographics.com just validated everything that I told you guys over the past year. I've been doing multiple videos about the fertility rates with Black America. And you see what happened? Black Demographics finally got a hold of the actual information and they posted it on their platform in the form of a graph, which is the same thing that I've been doing for you guys when I've been breaking down these numbers by hand. Using my educational background in statistics, my current job, I was able to give you guys this information before it even got published. Even before the CDC published the January 2023 report that stated that 46% of Black men had ever fathered children. Now, Black Demographics finally got a chance to look at the information and they posted it on their platform right there. And I also contacted them about this 40 to 49 stat as well, and they just sent me a link to the information that I presented to you guys a while ago after the CDC came out with their information. So I don't know what they're talking about this. I just didn't want this take away from the actual number of 46% of Black men having children. But they also put in some additional information. Let me show you guys here. Black fathers and mothers who live with their partners at their first child's birth, married or cohabitating. If you look on the left, it says 66% of Black fathers actually lived with their partners at their first childbirth, either married or cohabitating, living in the same home. Whereas Black women, when they have children, only 41% of their partners was actually living in the same home or married to Black women when the kid was born. It basically shows you that Black men are far more involved in their children's lives than society likes to paint. Let's do some math here. If it was 49%, that will be the minority. If it was 51%, that will be the majority. 66% of Black men are actually married to or cohabitating with the woman that they're having a child with. You cannot say the same for Black women. And the Black community will sit there and try and dismiss this information and continue pushing this narrative that Black men are just deadbeats. We just debunked two different things at once. I told you guys that Black men were the most involved. And also the CDC states that 58% of Black fathers are in their children's lives, like in the house. 75% of Black men have contact with their children throughout the week. They're in their children's lives. And I don't know why the black community wants to continue to push this false narrative that black men are just deadbeat fathers. We have the information staring us dead in the face, and we still run with this narrative. And we won't put the onus on where it needs to be. Black women, yes, we know this now. We have the information. So instead of sitting there saying that black men are just not doing what they're supposed to do in regards to fatherhood, let's shift that narrative. Let's start focusing on motherhood, black motherhood. What are they doing wrong? Let's start focusing on solutions for black women. Take the onus off black men. It's done now. It's dead. We can stop that narrative right now. I'm getting tired of this shit. We done did this for a year straight. People not trying to listen to the statistics. And I start tagging people in a bunch of my videos that's explaining this stuff because this is stupid. We're putting the blame on the side of the population that is taking care of business, and it shouldn't be. So black women, you're up. You're in the spotlight. Motherhood. All right?
Yes, I got 4 kids.
How many men?
4.
How many kids you have, baby girl?
I have 4.
How many men?
3.
You have any kids?
I do. Oh, this is about to be a little embarrassing, but yes, I do.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 girls.
How old are your girls?
One is 4 and one is 6 months.
6 months. They by the same man?
They're not.
Why you not with the 4-year-old dad?
He was very toxic, abusive. He was a bit much. He was a lesson in the past.
You have any kids?
I do. Brace yourself. I have 7 children.
You're tied. You're tied. How about that one? You're tied. I was going to say 7, I think, is the highest at the moment. Are they all by the same man?
No.
How many men?
5.
So, have you ever been married?
No.
Are the twins your only children?
No, I have 5 children.
You really have 5 children?
Yes, I do.
Shariah.
Yes, I do.
Are they all by the same man?
3 of them, yes.
You have any kids?
Yes, 4.
All by the same man?
No.
How many men?
3. I got 3 baby fathers.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Do you have any kids?
3 kids.
Do your kids have the same father?
3 fathers.
Why you not with
Baby
your 2-year-old dad?
A narcissist.
Why you have a baby?
You don't know until you know.
They're telling me this. You said no young kids, but you got a 2-year-old.
I do have a 2-year-old.
So why can't he have a young kid?
Because there's only room for 1 young kid. I don't want to deal with the young baby mom.
So you don't want to date yourself. So if you was a man, you wouldn't date you.
If I was I would date me.
Well, you have a 2-year-old. But you're saying if a guy had a 2-year-old, you wouldn't date him. So the things that you have, you wouldn't date.
As a man. For a man, yes.
So if you were a man with your resume, you wouldn't date yourself.
Probably not.
So, but you want a man to date you?
Absolutely.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So in that report where I showed you guys, this is what it looks like. So it just says number of children fathered by black men age 15 to 49 between 2015 and 2019. Remember, we had that number of 54% of black men have never fathered children. 16.5% of black men have 1 child. Black men who have 2 children equated to 15.2%. 3 children, black men, 7.2%. 4 more children, 7.1%. That's the one that people tend to be focused on because there's this narrative that all of these black men have multiple children by multiple women, black women in particular. But the lowest number on there, if you guys can look at in percentage wise, is 4 more children at 7.1. So that debunks the narrative that all these black men are creating children by all these black women. So let's take a look at black women. Same numbers. So the amount of black women that have never mothered children is 39%. And you guys are going to be able to check my math here in a second. One child, 17.1%. That's for black women. Black women who have 2 children is at 21.4%. 3 children, 12.9%. And 4 or more children at 9.5%. So if you look here for black men, it's 7.1. So there you go again. Black women have 4 or more children more so than black men. So that debunks that narrative, right? So this is me actually calculating the actual numbers. You guys see this? In 2015 to 2019, between the ages of 15 to 49, black men have fathered 2,198,799 children, which is 45.99% of 4.7 million. And I told you can check my math. My math came out to 45.99%. Let's go back to what they said, how many black men have fathered children. What does that say, guys? 46%. These are my numbers. 45.9%. But the funny thing is, if you look at the bottom, let me show you something real quick. Note, percentages may not add to 100 because of rounding. So all the CDC did was round up. I got 45.9%. They put 46%. So was I right? Was I right? So the numbers add up. So here, 1 child, that was this 788,000. And then 2 children, 726,000. 344,000 with 3 children. 4 more, 7.1. That was 339,000. So those are my numbers. Let's do it for black women. Same thing. Black women between the ages of 15 to 49. Black women have mothered 3,443,589 children between 2015 and 2019, which is 60.89%. Right here, it says black women have mothered 61% of children. So the numbers are accurate. So let me show you the difference. And this is where the narrative came from in regards to how many more children black women have mothered by other races of men. This is the actual statistic that you guys want to focus on, or if you have an issue in an argument when we talk about children birthed in the black community. Between the ages of 15 to 49, between 2015 to 2019, black women have mothered 1,244,790 children with non-black men. And these approximates are based off of the 2019 report from the CDC ending from 2015 to 2019 and the 2021 data for the population. So this is where you get the narrative that black women are having children by other races of men as well. It basically shows you right there. So that 15% difference from 46% of black men who have fathered children and the 61%, they're because of the fact that black women are getting knocked up and having children by non-black men at a significant rate, right? So it's at 1.2 million. So that's where you get the actual statistic that you see people sharing in these spaces. They'll say black women have mothered or had children by non-black men. They absolutely had, at the tune of 1.2 million between the years of 2015 to 2019. There you have it. Black community, pay attention. So every time you guys see anybody in these spaces have conversations about children out of wedlock, the marriage rate, so on and so forth, make sure you guys correct them and tell them to focus your attention on black women, because black men have nothing to do with this. Nothing. All right. Yeah, I remember that video. That was amazing to put together, man. All the stuff that I did over the past year. And you guys got to see the breakdown in its whole entirety in regards to how many black men have one child, 4 or more, et cetera, et cetera. In every category, black men have less than black women. And that's another thing that the black community doesn't want to approach in popular, in the public, because they want to continue this lie. And like I said, I keep calling out the black community because that's where I get the most pushback from. And when we have these discussions, I have to be clear. If you're one of these people that still believe this black deadbeat dad, myth and lie, then you're no friend of mine. You're op. I like saying op. The kids say that. So that's funny. Let's see here. Let me get to some of these comments. Thank you, IQS, for sending in this. Remember, for 13 months, I greatly appreciate it, brother. He said, Happy Father's Day, gentlemen. Enjoy your time with your families. Absolutely, man. Yeah, we got, as soon as this is done, I'm chilling. Raphael Phillips says black women have kids by other races of men. Yeah, I said that in the video just to make it clear. And no, IQS, it's a compilation of videos. I'm here. I'll be in the chat after every video is played. So I'm here. Let's see here. Woke Quill said he's playing older videos. He was live talking. Okay, cool. All right. And black men being brutally honest. What's going on, good brother? Yeah, like I said, I like that name. You're making too much sense, media man. Salute, man. Salute to you, brother. Thank you, man. You know how it is. Raphael Phillips said y'all supposed to be loyal. You know what it is, man. Dedicated to my children's future. Says media man is the top man when it comes to the stats. He is a statistician. We can use gentlemen, and I bet if compensated, he might even research points for you thoroughly as needed. I actually do that during my consults. I actually tutor a couple young men. I have one guy, he's going through a microbiology course, and also another guy, he's going through a statistics course as well, basic intro statistics. So I do tutor on my spare time during the consults just to help some of my college age young black men get through it. So yeah, man, every time I see something in these spaces and it's a false narrative about black men, I'm on it. I'm definitely on it. So let's see here. Divine Photos, Happy Father's Day, media man, and to all the fathers in the chat. Absolutely, brother. And don't forget, y'all, let me know if you're a father. Put it in the chat so I can acknowledge you. Let's see here. Thank you, IQS, for putting all the links. And we got Sergeant 144 said checking in. Salute from Germany. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. One of my top 3 countries to visit. I visit Germany every year. And I'm going to be out there sometime this year. I got to holler at my boy who lives out there. So, yeah, I love Germany. One of my favorite countries of all time. And like I said, I've been to 50 of them. So Germany is top 3. Let's see here. That would miss one Mr. Ham. Okay. One Mr. Ham said facts dedicated, bro. Oh, yeah, man. I'm on it. I'm definitely on it. He said, oh, happy Father's Day. Thank you, brother. Cool. All right. Let's get to this next video. Let's see what I got next. This is exciting to me, too, because I get to look at these videos again. So here we go. Finally got a hold of the actual information and they posted it on their
children. 72.
We're putting the blame on the side of the population that is taking care of business, and it shouldn't be. So black women, you're up. You're in the spotlight. Motherhood. All right.
What we know now about black fatherhood. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recently confirmed that 54% of black men have never fathered children. Only 46% of black men have ever fathered children. 72.7% of black fathers talk with their children about things that happen during the day, several times a week or more, whether they live with their children or not. 58% of black fathers live with one or more of their children, and blackdemographics.com also reported that 66% of black men live with their partners at their first child's birth, either married or cohabitating. So instead of taking the highest number, which is 72.7% of black father involvement, I'll be fair and use the average of all three involvement categories. The average of 72.7%, 66%, and 58% is 65.5%. If only 46% of black men have ever fathered children, and 65% are in their children's lives, then that means that 30.1% of black fathers are active and present in their children's lives, whether married or cohabitating. 54% of black men have never fathered children. If you add that with 30.1% of the black fathers who are active and present in their children's lives, that equals 84.1% of black men have never fathered children or are in their children's lives. That leaves approximately 15.9% of black men who could potentially be deadbeat or subpar fathers. Black men, I want you to take this information, celebrate it, and spread it as much as possible. This is the only way that you will be able to protect the black male ethic image and get this harmful stereotype and or narrative that black men are simply deadbeat fathers, because it's not true. Happy New Year and God bless.
What does that actually mean if you're not involved with the son? If you're not married to the mother, then how are you going to be involved in your children's lives? Because blah, 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 blah.
Dumbasses.
Well, I'm not with nobody, cause I don't wanna hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy. I know you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody.
So I already talked about the backlash that I received for stating the facts for some odd reason. We're gonna do a little statistical dump here, and let me show you where the black community is in regards to these children out of wedlock and all this type of stuff, the living dynamics, things of that nature, right? So let me pull this up for you guys. And this is, all information that anybody can see. This is from blackdemographics.com. It's basically explaining how many households are headed by women in the black community. So right here, as you guys can see, there's 27% of households headed by women, while there's only 37% of black women that have given birth to children while married. This is not about black men. This is about black women and when they have their children. So when you guys hear these numbers about children out of wedlock, look at this. 63% of black women have had children out of wedlock. 24% live below the poverty level compared to 14% of all women. So here, let me add some context to this, because when you see these numbers or these figures, you're like, well, what does that actually mean? They actually tell you. Black women are the head of 27% of all black households in 2018, which is more than twice the rate for all women at 12%. Now, if you have an issue with it saying 2018, that's 5 years. It's 2013. That is a good data pool. I know y'all been to school. We got some educated folks in the building, right? If your professor asks for you to cite a reference, they'll sell you either 5 to 10 years. I don't even take the chance of doing 10 years. I try and get something more recent. So we're good. In 2018, which is more than twice the rate for all women at 12%. These are households defined by the U.S. Census Bureau as having a female head and no spouse present. Only 37% of black women who gave birth were married, which is almost the opposite for all women at 66%. So all women have children within wedlock at 66%, but not black women. These are some of the issues that factor into a much higher poverty rate of 24% for black women compared to 14% poverty rate for all women. Let's keep going. Not done. Let me read this. Contrary to popular belief, 42% of black children live with two parents compared to 70% of all children. Now, I know that number probably shocks you, and that's why they said contrary to popular belief. 42% of black children live in a two-parent household of some sort, right? So when you start breaking it down, well, are they married? Are they cohabitating? Does it matter if they have two parents in the household? 42%. So that may be something that you guys didn't know. While 51% live with one parent compared to 25% of all children. The reason why this is not well known may have to do with a commonly repeated statistic regarding out of wedlock births, 70%, which only takes into account whether or not a woman was married at the time she gave birth. This, of course, doesn't factor in that many births take place to engaged or couples who are not married or plan to cohabitate indefinitely. Now, you see what that said? They're not using the children out of wedlock rates as a slight. They're just giving you a percentage of how many children are born out of wedlock. It doesn't mean that 70% of black children aren't being taken care of, you dummies. What don't people understand that when you hear children out of wedlock, you automatically assume that these kids don't have parents? What the hell wrong with y'all? Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat. Put a one in the chat if that makes sense. People just run with this radical narrative. Oh, children out of wedlock. Yes, it is bad. We would rather have kids be born within marriage. Yes, it would make sense. Yes, I agree. But if the child is not born within wedlock and out of wedlock, they still are being taken care of, which is why black men are being reported as the most involved. Dummies. Almost cuss, man. What the hell wrong with people? Why don't y'all read? Side note, I put this in there to add a little razzle dazzle. If we want to talk about absent fathers for the white men that's in the chat, there are 102 million white men in the U.S. That's 31%, with 20.7% in 2012. And I'm using 2012 because there was a guy in the comment section that used this as a reference. So I use the same reference against him. 2012 being absent fathers. This equates to 21.3 million white deadbeat fathers. A 16 million deadbeat father difference when compared to black men. Black men with 5.2 million. We good? Now, does that make sense? And although, let me address this. Yes, by percentage, black men lead. But a deadbeat father is a deadbeat father. The dominant race in the United States by population, and you have 20 million potential deadbeat fathers compared to 5 million. Do you think the kids or the mother that you had the kids with would care that black men lead by percentage? No. 20 million. So shut the fuck up when you're talking about black men. And I'm talking to you, white men who sit there and got a problem. Did you know that? Let's continue. And I'm not talking about all white men, just some men who had them slick comments in my comment section on Facebook and on YouTube. I saw your asses. Yeah, I saw you. So let's look at the living arrangements. Two parents, like I said, 42%, more mother only, 46%, and then you have 5% of black men that are taking care of their kids. These are typically the same around all demographics. So if you say all demographics, they have 4% of men taking care of their children. So black men actually lead with the kids that they actually take care of. And then you have 7% up here living with the neither parent, and you have 4% for all children. 70% of all children have two-parent households. Yes, the black community can improve. However, this is not all attributed to black men. Let's see here. So these are the details, and they go in depth, and this is not something that I had to request. It's actually on the website. People can do the research for themselves. Living with two parents right there, married to each other at 38%, not married to each other, 4%. So there you go again. Like I said, when a kid is born out of wedlock or they're living with two parents, that does not necessarily mean that the two parents are married. 4% aren't married. Living with the mother only. This is how it's broken down. 31% never married, 7% divorced, separated, married spouse absent, 2% not married to each other. Okay, got that one. Living with father only. There's a 3%. It's really low right here, so it says 3%. Never married, married spouse absent at 1%, separated 1%, divorced 1%, widowed less than 1%, and then living with neither at 7%. You guys can see this, so I just read it out for you. Black families living at or below poverty level. So there, and let me bring myself up here and let me talk to black women for a second. So you guys saying that I'd rather be a single mother and I'll just make it work. You guys aren't doing too good. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Everybody will tell you that a kid benefits more if they have two parents in the household. And I've seen a lot of black men say that, hey, sometimes me not being in my child's life, that was not my decision. Ladies, you got some speaking to do, because I know Texas, I believe, just passed a law where mothers are going to get fined $500 for keeping the kids away from the fathers.
Okay, so starting September 1st, your county or your municipality, of course, if you live in Texas, can now issue a fine up to $500 for those interfering with child custody orders. More specifically, Texas Family Code 157.551, also known as House Bill 969, is a code that you can look and read on your own about this new code that's coming into effect on September 1st. More specifically, the state of Texas is basically recognizing that the courts are backed up, and they understand that you litigants need a different way or a different remedy to enforce your child custody orders. Now listen, I don't know what this means for you, because Texas is actually leaving it up to the county or the municipality to enforce or bring this ordinance into play. But the way I see it, it's a win-win situation, because typically my clients or people that I talk to, when they're being denied possession of their child, they must file an enforcement with the court. However, Texas is now saying you can still file an enforcement with the court, but if someone is violating the child custody order, now they can be issued a fine. And I think this is wonderful for those parents who maybe they don't even have money to file an enforcement. So I gotta call the baby mamas out. If you are withholding that child from their daddy, you better hope your county don't put this law into effect.
Yeah. So don't sit there and try and spin the narrative that all these black men are just deadbeats and they don't want to be in their children's lives. Absolutely not. There are too many stories of black men saying that they've been denied their children because the mother is bitter.
You don't know how to call first.
I did call you. I told you I was on the way, remember?
No.
I told you. Told you I was coming to get the kids for
No,
my time.
you did not.
Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
did not.
And you told me I'm not taking them. I got paperwork to let you know I get them.
I don't care. Bye.
That's how you want to do it?
Do it.
You sure?
I don't care. Bye. You're not getting them for no time, because we ain't go to court for no damn time. The last time said every other weekend.
So I can't get my kids?
No. Bye.
Okay.
Go.
So ladies, that's something that you need to talk to your fellow sisters. Yeah, figure that out. Let's continue. Living at or below poverty. So you guys, I don't know if you can read that. I'll go ahead and do it for you. So female householder, no husband. That is the red. 74%. 74% female, no husband, living below poverty with kids. Married couple, only 16%. Male householder, no wife. Oh, would you look at here? 10% of black men who take care of their kids are only in poverty. That's the lowest of all groups. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that black men who have custody of their kids take care of their kids more in regards to financially than any other group? Shocker, right? Black community, listen up. This is for y'all. Getting tired of this foolery. According to the CDC, 58%, remember, I only gave us 51%. 58% of black fathers live with one or more of their children. And even a larger majority, 72.7% of black fathers talk with their children about things that happen during the day several times a week or more, whether they live with the children or not. This is only one example that illustrates how fathers are involved with their children as opposed to fatherhood being defined by living arrangements. Y'all hear that? I'm going to put myself up here again so we can be very clear. So the narrative is that if the black man is not in the household, not married to the woman, he's not taking care of the kids. The CDC has debunked this multiple times, but people fail to read. They just go with this narrative that all black men are deadbeats. But as you see right there, and it defines it even further, if y'all would actually read the study where they'll tell you what involvement actually means. They just listed off a couple of them, but they're putting it into perspective to make people understand that you don't have to be living with the mother to be involved in your children's lives. They're wrong with people. This is also an example of how the 70% out of wedlock statistic can be very misleading, especially when used to emphasize Black fatherlessness. Doesn't that sound like something that I just addressed in my video with Larry Elder? Yeah. Man. Or policy and issues regarding the Black family. These facts do not negate the real issues and challenges of Black families and relationship issues within the Black community. They just add context for a more productive study or discussion. Goodness. If it sounds like I'm yelling, guys, I'm sorry, but it has to be said. They just said it. We need to add context to the conversation, which is lacking in these spaces for some odd reason. We supposed to be intelligent people, right? I say that tongue in cheek, but it is what it is. My goodness. What the hell wrong with people? Up to this point, does all this stuff make sense? Guys, put a 1 in the chat if all this stuff that I'm saying is surrounded around Black fatherlessness and children at a wedlock. Does this make sense? Is this palatable? Do I need to explain it a little further before I clip this up and people look at it and be like, well, what? What are you talking about? Well, what about the Black men? Almost cussed again. I want to put this actually from the census. It says, tragically, fatherlessness strongly correlates with negative outcomes in nearly every aspect of a child's life. Fatherless families are 25% more likely to raise a child in poverty. We just seen Black women at 24%. Makes sense, right? More likely to raise a child in poverty, and 90% of all homeless and runaway children do not have a father. Additionally, 85% of children and teens with behavioral disorders come from fatherless homes. Fatherless children also account for 71% of child substance abuse cases and approximately 70% of all use and operated state institutions. So let me explain what's going on here. Out of all the statistics that I've shown you guys, did you ever see one of those statistics say that this amount of Black men have children? No. Where does that come from? It comes from the CDC. So anytime you guys hear anybody talking about children at a wedlock, you need to preface this conversation by saying, well, let me just say this. 46% of Black men have ever fathered children. 54% of Black men don't have children. So whatever numbers that you're going to try and pull out your ass, pull them from the 46%. Don't think that the majority of Black men are involved in that, because they're not. So you remove the 54% and then you can start chopping away at the 46%. And I know you guys aren't stupid enough who's ever going to look at this stuff and sit there and try and say it's not true. I know you're not stupid enough as to say that 46% of Black men aren't involved in their children's lives. Absolutely not. We have proof that's saying that Black men are the most involved. So like I said, once again, 23.5%, add that with the 54%, that is 77.5% of Black men who don't have children and are in their children's lives involved. So any statistics or blame that you're going to place, look at the 22.5%. And I'm specifically talking to people who have large platforms like Larry Elder. You go on these spaces or these platforms. This is the second time that I've seen him do this on Van Lathan's Higher Learning podcast, and also when he was on the Breakfast Club. He just immediately starts talking about fatherlessness, but they never preface the conversation by saying 54% of Black men don't have children. And of the Black men that do have children, the majority are involved in their children's lives, whether they are married to the woman or not. That's what needs to be said. Yes, fatherlessness can be an issue for the minority. And that's when you need to start looking at the women. Who the hell are y'all choosing to have y'all children with? We already know that 59% of Black women have multiple baby fathers by different men. That's not all attributed to Black men. Black women have 4 million more children with non-Black men. So where's the problem? Start with Black women, because the majority of Black men don't have kids or are doing what they need to do. So out of that small minority, yes, again, fatherlessness can be an issue. It is an issue. It's been identified. I agree. But make sure that you preface any comments, statements, or when you're asked a question about this, let people know that 54% of Black men don't have children and the majority take care of their children, are in their children's lives. That's all I'm asking. I don't care about anything else. You can come back and you can sit there and question, well, I know Black men that around my way that they have kids and they don't take care of them. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit at all. Show me proof. Your anecdotal experience don't make sense to me. And if I see it in my comments or any of my platforms, you got to go, because you're not providing any statistics or nothing like that. You're just going off of what you heard. Dummy, what's going on? He said, I've been married and divorced. My involvement with my son looks a little different post-divorce, but I'm there for him all the time. Yeah, you're involved in his life. And people were trying to break it down.
Well, what does that actually mean if you're not involved with the son? If you're not married to the mother, then how are you going to be involved in your children's lives? Because blah, 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 blah.
Eddie Murphy a fool, man. That dude. I'm glad y'all enjoyed that statistical breakdown, man. It's gonna get better. I got some more videos for y'all. I want to go over that Larry Elder one here in a second. Hold on. I'm gonna skip to it. Let me find it. Oh, there it is. The stop right. I think it was right there. I'm finding it. Let's see. Yeah, let's stop right there. All right, let's listen to what Larry Elder had to say. This was funny. Hold on. Let's see here. Well, they only surveyed, you don't know. That's why you have SAS equipment. That's the statistical dump that they use. It projects out. So they get a significant amount of people and they surveyed them. There was both black men, black women, white men, Hispanic, whatever it is. So everybody's trying to dismiss, the number or how they do these surveys. But you really think that black women would lie on the behalf of black men? Even though my son or daughter's father is not in their lives, I'm going to make them look good on this survey. Do you really think that would happen?
What a silly Negro.
There was literally probably women on there that were happy with the living conditions and the situations of taking care of their children. So no, I do not expect black women to lie if the father is not in the children's. Y'all tell me, how many of y'all think that black women will sit there and lie for a black man if he's really not in the child's life, if he's not paying child support, if he's not picking the kids up? Do you really think our women would do that? I'm cussing, man. See, all right, this is a Monday show. My bad, y'all.
What have you done to combat fatherlessness in the black community?
You're accepting that we have an issue with fatherlessness in the black community. You're accepting that, I assume.
Actually, don't. But
I'm not. You said that.
I didn't think so. So you're not accepting it, and you're asking me, what am I doing about something that you don't accept?
No.
Now you want me to answer.
Larry, it's your campaign, Larry. Larry, this is your campaign. Your campaign is about fatherlessness.
I'm happy to answer the question, provided that you acknowledge that there is a problem.
Larry, get the fuck out of here.
I don't think that there is an issue with black fatherlessness in the black community. And I'm going to tell you why.
I'm not with nobody, because I don't want to hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy. I know you want to be somebody, even if you got to leave somebody.
Earlier in the interview, she was saying that she doesn't believe that there's an issue with black fatherlessness in our community. Larry Elder, he runs his campaign based off of that. So she was basically telling him to explain, what have you done to combat the black fatherlessness issue that you see in the black community?
You're talking about fatherlessness and that there's this epidemic in the black community of fatherlessness. But to date, what have you done to combat fatherlessness in the black community?
Okay, so you're accepting that we have an issue with fatherlessness in the black community. You're accepting that, I assume.
Actually don't. But
I'm not. You said that.
I didn't think so. So you're not accepting it, and you're asking me, what am I doing about something that you don't accept?
No, you're my question is clear as day. You say that it exists. You say that this exists. I'm acknowledging that. I'm acknowledging your statement.
You just said you weren't acknowledging it. So now you're acknowledging it.
I said I don't agree with it. I'm acknowledging what you have said. So do you not want to answer? You don't have to answer, because I think that's the answer. Is that have you not done anything to combat fatherlessness?
You just now acknowledged, in your opinion, that what I just now said isn't even a problem.
It's
and now you're asking me,
what have you done? Have you done anything?
That's a problem that you don't think is a problem.
Larry, we gotta go.
Larry.
Hold on.
I'll take that as a no.
Yeah, we got
I'll
Larry.
take that as
Larry,
a
we gotta
no.
go. The woman in the house.
You are not
You gotta at least. I'm not.
definition of fatherlessness, and now you want me to do to answer
no,
what
Larry.
It's your campaign, Larry. Larry, this is your campaign. Your campaign is about fatherlessness. I'm asking you I'm giving you the floor to talk about how you have combat fatherlessness because you say it is such an issue in this country and you don't want to answer the question.
I'm happy to answer the question, provided that you acknowledge that there is a problem.
Larry, get the fuck out of here. Let me tell you why I say what I said, because I think you're taking my answer and attributing it to racial. But this is what I said. Like, according to the CDC, 58% of black fathers live with one or more of their children, and even a larger majority, 72.7% of black fathers talk with their children about things that happened that day several times a week or more. Black fathers, 70%. Were more likely to have bathed, dressed, diapered, or helped their children use the toilet every day compared with white and Hispanic fathers. I'm not saying that we don't need to address fatherlessness. What I am saying is whether or not rather than have a holistic conversation about the changing dynamic of the American family in totality and how it looks, sometimes black men get demonized by right-wing talking points acting like they don't love their children. I'm never ever going to like have a disagreement with someone who wants to talk about the importance of fathers.
A young black man, aged 10 to 43, is 13 times more likely to be murdered than a young white man, same demo. The number one cause of preventable death for a young white man, 19 years and under, is accidents, like car accidents or drownings or drug overdoses. The number one cause for death, preventable death for a young black man, 19 years and younger, is homicide, almost always at the hands of another 19-year-old black man and under. Blacks account for 60% of the homicides, the shootings, and the robberies in America. Now, I'm sure that neither of you is prepared to say that black people are genetically inclined to commit more crime. And if you're not going to say that, and I hope you're not, then if it isn't fatherlessness, if it isn't the absence of a father, married to the mother in the home, please tell me what it is that causes these stats.
Would you like me to answer that question? I will answer it right now.
Answering the question.
So I answer that question. I'll answer that question. To me, what influences any group of people, not black people, not white people, not our Hispanic brothers and sisters, be they Afro-Latino or white identifying Hispanics, what influences crime, destitution, and violence in any community is lack of access to life-affirming structures. Is family a part of that? Okay.
Out loud, man.
Well, can I finish? You asked me to answer it. Larry, we gotta go. Larry, please answer, what have you done to combat fatherlessness?
I'm waiting for Rachel to answer my question, then I'll respond.
I've already answered that question.
So you want me to respond to a problem that you don't think exists?
It's okay.
Okay, LarryElder.com, we really got to go.
Right, so that's where that conversation started and abruptly ended. And honestly, they're asking Larry Elder, what have you done to help the fatherlessness issue? Honestly, there's really nothing he can do. And except for on an individual level, there's nothing no one can do to combat the issue of absent fathers, because that is an individual decision. The woman is the one who determines who they're going to have a child with, right? It's her body, her choice. We've heard this multiple times. Women decide if a kid is brought into this world or not. Black women should be very aware of this, because we all know that black women lead in the child deletion rates.
National statistics. More than 20 million black babies have been aborted since the 1973 Roe v. Wade U.S. Supreme Court decision legalized abortion in our country. Non-Hispanic black women have a significantly higher abortion rate, 23.8 per 1,000 women of reproductive age, than that of non-Hispanic whites, 6.6, and Hispanics, 11.7. 38.4% of all reported abortions in the U.S. in 2019 were performed on black women. However, only about 13.4% of the total population is black,
which is the highest among any race. So black women are very aware of this. Hey, we bring life into this world, or we can decide not to. So that's where the conversation needs to be started. However, asking one man, what are you doing to combat the fatherlessness issue in the black community? What can he do other than having kids while married, and also protecting his seed. That's all you can do. That's all anybody can do in these types of situations. If I identify an issue by saying, hey, there's a problem with fathers not being in the household, what can I do as an individual outside of me making sure that I'm not one of those guys? Think about it. So to ask him, what are you doing? He did it. He identified the problem, or what he thinks is the problem. I don't. And we can move forward. But what else can he do? The people that decide to lay down and have children and have sex, they have to make sure that they do their part. And if he thinks it's an issue, those people aren't doing their part. Let me know if that makes sense, guys. If you have another way that you can combat somebody not having sex and having children, let me know, because I'm stumped. My answer is it's an individual issue. So those people who are having the kids have to deal with it themselves. So what I wanted to address is this, and I'm going to be perfectly clear with you guys. I don't think that there is an issue with Black fatherlessness in the Black community. And I'm going to tell you why. So, as we all know, the majority of Black men has already been proven to be in their children's lives and take care of their kids, right? So when I say majority, that can be 51% as opposed to 49% of Black men who don't take care of their children. As long as it's the majority, then that means that most Black men are in their children's lives. Can we agree on that? Cool. So 46% of Black men have ever fathered children.
The percentage of Hispanic men, regardless of nativity status, who had ever fathered a child, 50.1%, was higher than non-Hispanic white, 43.9%, and non-Hispanic Asian 35.0%, men, and was similar to the percentage for non-Hispanic Black men, 46.0%. The percentages of non-Hispanic Black and non-Hispanic white men who had ever had a child also were similar. The percentage who ever had a biological child was lowest among non-Hispanic Asian men.
That is a fact. 46% of Black men have ever fathered children. Now, the majority of 46% would be 23.5% of Black men are taking care of their kids in their children's lives. Keep that number in mind. 23.5%. I didn't even go higher. I could have went higher because I'm pretty sure it's probably a larger number of Black men who are taking care of their children, because those studies will be out there that's saying that Black men are the most involved. It's been reported multiple times. So keep that in mind. 23.5%. That's the lowest amount, a little more than half. So 54% of Black men don't even have children.
A higher percentage of non-Hispanic white, 56.1%, and non-Hispanic Asian 65.0%, men had not fathered a child compared with Hispanic men, regardless of nativity status, 49.9%. The percentage for Hispanic men was similar to the percentage for non-Hispanic Black men, 54.0%.
Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? 54% of Black men have never fathered children. That is a fact. 54% plus 23% comes out to 77.5% of Black men who either don't have children, have never fathered children, or are in their children's lives. 77.5%. That leaves approximately 22.5% of Black fathers that are considered absent or deadbeats. But there is a large contingent of Black women who have mothered children with non-Black men.
21.68 million Black women in the U.S. 61% of Black women have mothered children. 61% of 21.68 million equals 13,224,800 Black women have mothered children. 19.91 million Black men in the U.S. 46% of Black men have fathered children. 46% of 19.91 million equals 9,158,600 Black men have fathered children. 13,224,800 Black women have mothered children. 46% of 19.91 million equals 9,158,600 Black men have fathered children equals Black women have mothered 4,066,200 more children than Black men have fathered.
So, if we know that 77.5% of Black men either don't have kids or are in their children's lives. That leaves 22.5% of Black men who could potentially be deadbeats, are men that are not in their children's lives. All of the issues that we see with the fatherlessness in the Black community. So that's why I always want to make sure when you see people like Larry Elder get on these spaces and they say that, they never break down the numbers like I just did. That was very simple, right? If they're saying that the majority of Black men are in their children's lives, just use 23.5% out of that 46% of Black men who have ever fathered children. So, in my educated guess, using the statistics, I would say about 15 to 22.5% of Black men are responsible for all of the issues that Black women have with men not being there, abandoning their children, so on and so forth. But again, like I said, we already knew this was true because I've already reported that 59% of Black women have mothered children by multiple men. For all of the issues that Black women have with men not being there, abandoning their children, so on and so forth. But again, like I said, we already knew this was true because I've already reported that. Y'all see a familiar name on there? Look. Who do y'all see? The Griot actually reported this in 2011. Says, is having more than one baby daddy the new norm for Black moms? This survey says 59% of Black women who have at least 2 kids have at least 2 baby daddies. What do you think? And it says the Griot, a Black-friendly media outlet, reported on this in 2011. For reference / context, this is the same news site that employs Ebony K. Williams. So even they reported it, but now they quiet and then kind of turn their backs on Black men and just focus on bashing us instead of calling out Black women because they got a lot of pushback for bringing this statistic up. And that's what's funny about it. They don't want the Black community don't want Black men to get a hold of this information because it holds Black women to task. If out of all the Black women that have children and who have 2, they have different baby fathers, that's crazy. But if you need proof, just watch Kendra G's show. I mean, it's right there. So let's continue. 59% of Black women have mothered children by multiple men, like they have multiple baby fathers. So that further constitutes my point. So this is going to get clipped up. It's very simple. Anybody can do the math. The only way that somebody would be able to refute this is if I use some asinine number out of the 46%. I put it at half, 23.5%. So even if you still add those 2 numbers together, that gives you 77.5% of the Black male population that are doing what they need to do, either protecting their seeds or in their children's lives. That's simple. That's why I say fatherlessness is not an issue in the Black community. But you know what is the issue? Black women's discernment in the men that they pick. That's where the conversation needs to be had. So no, I don't want to talk about fatherlessness. I want to talk about the issues that our women have with the men that they decide to have children with, and why are they having all these children at a wedlock with 15 to 22% of the men. That's where the issue is, not with Black men. So that's why I disagree with Larry Elder. He's never brought up any of these statistics or facts on any platform that I saw, because it's more palatable to say that the issue is with the fathers instead of placing the blame on the mothers, which is where the blame needs to be placed. And what most people don't know, the way that they got, I'm going to save this one. This is the last one, guys, the last review. And then also, hopefully the guys in the chat, we got 107 folks in the building. Please make sure you like the video. But somebody did a request and they sent in a hefty cash app for me to get the averages, the average income by state for men, right? And I told him, I said, hey, I will go ahead and grab those statistics. And this can be somewhat of a barometer that men can use moving forward. You can see how much the average salary is in your particular state. So after this video, if you guys don't mind, go ahead and put your state, where you live in, in the chat, and I'll go back to it and we'll reference it after this video. This is the last one. And you guys can kind of gauge and compare yourselves to see if you make more than the average man in your particular state. That's what we need to be focused on. Even though 50, black men, the average black man makes $50,000 a year across the board, right? But depending on whatever state that you live in, that average income annually is going to be higher. So be prepared for that after this video. I got you. I see the states rolling in right now. So I got y'all here in a second. Let me go ahead and star those. Cool. All right, let's get to it. Excuse me. Black men were the most involved fathers. It wasn't just from black men taking a survey. It was actually from black women. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that the black men are the most involved fathers report and survey? It actually came from black women. You guys think I'm lying? Let me show you something real quick. Look who co-signed that survey. So this is from Legacy, from the same survey that I just used. Mothers reports echo fathers. Look here. Lest we believe that these statistics are skewed by the father's own self-reporting. So basically what black women who hate black men were saying they were saying, well, it was only black men who did the study. They were the ones that did the study, and they were the ones that reported that they were the most involved. We didn't say that. Well.
Well. How the turntables
were skewed by the father's own self-reporting. Other studies based on maternal reports echoed these findings. In a 2008 survey of low-income mothers, researchers found that non-resident white fathers were less involved with their children than African American and Latino fathers. You see that 2018? That is the exact study that quoted black men are the most involved fathers. In a 2018 study of non-marital births, mothers reported that black fathers shared responsibilities more frequently and displayed more effective co-parenting than Hispanic and white fathers. So if you guys see any podcast, any black woman who hates black men, and she's saying that, well, the survey only it only took the information from black men to get that. So of course black men are going to say that they're the most involved fathers. You're wrong. Black women actually echoed the same sentiment. Your black women got your asses, huh? Yeah. This is why I'm here. Because this notion that black men are deadbeats is going to stop right here. And I've been working very hard on this information to present to you guys. And it, like I said, it shows that people don't actually read the studies to see what we're talking about. If black women actually read the studies, the black women who hate black men, you would have found this stuff here. Let me show you real quick. I'm not done. Just in case they say that it's not from a reputable source, let me show you something real quick. They always ask for, are these peer-reviewed sites? Of course they're peer-reviewed. It's from PubMed. Let me show you real quick. Race/ethnic differences in non-resident fathers' involvement after non-marital birth. This is the article where they researched it from. Also, let me show you something real quick. This is another article. What? Look at here. I'm going to pull up the website. We're going to read. Low-income, non-resident father involvement with their toddlers, variation by fathers, race, and ethnicity. So this is the actual report from legacy.com, stereotypes about black fathers. So this is the actual report that I cited. Same thing that I've been showing you guys. Same thing that Legacy is reporting as well. You see this right here? This is the fertility report, same fertility report from 2006 to 2010. Mothers echo the reports as well. Here's the first article from PubMed, peer reviewed. These are the actual authors. It was actually done by all women. The report was done by all women. So this is the report that you guys want to want to research, I will definitely link it once I clip this up. Let's go to the results. Overall, Black non-resident fathers were significantly more likely to spend and engage in activities with their children as compared to Hispanic fathers, but not white fathers. Black fathers also share responsibilities more frequently and displayed more effective co-parenting than Hispanic and white fathers. I'm going to link that in the description so you can do your own review process if you care to check my work. I didn't make those websites up. They're there. So the bottom line is this. Anytime you hear a Black woman who hates Black men and they say, don't believe that Black men are the most involved fathers because they were the ones that did the survey. No, it was actually echoed and co-signed by Black women. Yeah, that was one of my favorite videos to do because I seen that talking point before I even had a YouTube channel. People were saying that. They still say it. That was a survey. It was done by Black men. And they said, I'm like, no, but y'all did the same exact survey and said the same thing. So yeah, so that's where I always, like to trip up the Black community. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that compilation video. And if you didn't hear that before, hopefully you learned something. We got 113 folks in the building. I greatly appreciate it on this good Sunday, Father's Day. So like I said, I'm going to show you guys, let me see here, the average salaries. And I'm actually educate you guys on how to navigate the BLS website so you can see all the many differences of how they calculate the average income for men, for both men and women. So yeah, so that's why I'm here to do that too, to somewhat educate on how to navigate to get the statistics that you guys want, just in case you create your own platform and you want to look up this stuff and present it to the masses. I got you. Here we go. So Money Watch Guides, they actually reported this in 2024, and this is from the BLS, April 12, 2024, mind you. So this is very new, which is amazing. You guys get to see this if you haven't seen it before. Let me make this a little bit wider so everybody can see. And they actually rank it. Look at that. So it says 2024 average salary by state rankings. And you have the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics collects statistics on pay, segmenting them by variety of factors, including occupation and region and gender. So if you look here, overall, let me see what we got. Let me pull the states up. Who we got in the building first? Okay, we got Virginia up. Christopher Sterling, my guy. So Virginia, the average salary right there. What is that? $65,000. So gentlemen, keep that number in mind if you're in Virginia. If you're lower than that or higher than that, then you should be good. If you're lower than that, then that gives you something to strive to. And again, I know we had this conversation of, $100,000 or more. Everybody's not going to get there. However, you can strive to make the average or more income in your particular state. 48 laws, Colorado. Where does Colorado rank? Right there. 67,000. So almost 68,000. 67,870. So yeah, so you can, and you don't have to put it in the chat and let us know if you make more or less. You good? Just keep that for your own, mental Rolodex. So Connecticut, 69,000. Y'all see that? Did I get that, sir? There you go. Georgia. Where Georgia at? Georgia. Wait, I'm past it. Yeah, I think I passed it. Oh, here we go. Georgia is at an even $58,000. Number 21 on the list. One, Mr. Ham. And we got Pooh Man. What's going on, good brother? Michigan is right under that. Well, it's the same as Georgia at $58,000 average annual salary for people living in Michigan. Then you got New York. Of course, we got to go up top. New York is right here. Massachusetts actually leads. New York, the average annual salary is almost $75,000. Wow. And then we got Nevada. Where's Nevada? Let's scroll. There we go. $55,000. Who said that? F. Tanner. There you go. And then South Carolina. Right there. About $50,000. South Carolina. Okay. Illinois. I know that's a little bit higher. 63, almost $64,000 annually. And then we got Alabama for IQS. Let's go down. Wait, right there. 50,000 for Alabama. California, I think that was number 3, I believe. Shit. Right there. 73,000 for California. Did I get Texas? No, I didn't get Texas. 57,000 annual salary, average, on average. Let's see here. Did we get any different states? Okay, got Alabama, got Illinois, got Georgia, Louisiana. Barbara Inc. What's going on, brother? Louisiana's at the bottom, close to it. 50,000, almost 51,000. We got anybody in let's see here. In Mississippi? 45,000. That's the lowest, lowest on average. Okay, cool. Oh, let me go back up. Oh, okay, let me show you guys how to navigate this this website. So here, you want to look at the BLS statistics. So you just click that right there. I'll put the link after this. You see where it says state point of view? So you can solidify the information. This up here, you can see right there at the top, it says U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So this is the official site. So if you wanted to go to your particular state to see a full breakdown, watch how cool this is, guys. Let's go to, what is it? Let's go to New York. Click New York, and it says, employment and wage estimates. New York, these occupational employment and wage estimates are calculated with data collected from employers in all industry sectors in metropolitan and non-metro. Download the Excel website or link if you want to. But look at this. It tells you by occupation, major occupational groups in New York. So if you, let's say you were, what's a good, let's say legal occupations. Let's say you're a lawyer in New York. You click that, and it'll tell you all the information that you need. Look at this. This is pretty cool, right, guys? So the average, educational instruction and library. Where's the lawyer? I'm on lawyers. Here we go. Legal occupations and lawyers. Okay, they separated. So, oh, shit. Hold on, I'm trying to highlight it. Give me a second. Look at this. So in New York, the average lawyer, let's go to the top so you guys can see what it is. Annual mean wage. So annually, lawyers in New York make $208,000 a year. Wow. And then legal occupations, about $170,000 per year. Y'all see that? That's pretty cool, right? And then if you click on it, look at this. It gives you the full breakdown. So an 8-day is defined as represents clients in criminal and civil litigation and other legal proceedings, draw up legal documents, or manage or advise clients on legal transactions, may specialize in a single area, or may practice broadly in many areas of law. So that's pretty cool. Look, employment, they give you the amount of people who are lawyers. So they got 731,000. I believe that's what that national estimates. My bad. National. There you go. And this is for the lawyers for the national estimate. And on average, they get paid $176,000 per year across the United States. And then they break down the the money, the hourly rates, so on and so forth. And they also break it down even further with the different industries. This is pretty crazy. So yeah, are you guys interested in looking up this stuff for yourselves? Is this something that you're interested in? Just in case you want to do some research or put out some videos. Y'all want this link? Is this helpful to you guys? This is cool to me. This is pretty nice. Look at this. So in New York, they got 86,000 lawyers. That's pretty cool. So per 1,000 jobs, there's 9.16 lawyers in New York. And the hourly mean wage is $100. Sheesh. Let me see. Y'all say, yeah. Okay, cool. So I start here. I give you this one if you want to see it condensed from Market Watch. Why didn't that say? What? Put in Happy Father's Day. Oh, shoot. What did I do? God dang it. There you go. And then I'll give you the BLS link as well. So, and this could probably help. I mean, it's funny. Like on Kendra G's show, when you see hear the lady say they do this job, they got this job, they do this job, you could probably go to this website and you could check the math to see how much money they actually make on average, based off of what the BLS has reported. So this could be pretty cool. So what is is that spam? Yeah. Okay. And also here's the unemployment rates for your particular state as well. I took it a step further just so we could be clear on this as well. So you can look under U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics and you can see the unemployment rates. So let's see, the lowest is North Dakota and South Dakota, right? Y'all see that? And then the highest unemployment rates can be found in California, District of Columbia, and Nevada. It's funny, California, is like third on the average income, but they lead in the most unemployed. That's pretty wild. And this was just modified May 17th, 2024. So yeah, so this, I mean, if anybody was thinking about like moving or something like that, you can kind of use this as a gauge to see how far your money will stretch. And then also you can pair that with the unemployment rates to see how, easy or hard it is to get a job in that particular area. So it should be good. You know what I'm saying? I think this will definitely help. Hopefully, the guy that requested this, he's watching, and I'll definitely clip this up. I think this is important. I gave you guys the link, and I also give you the one to the unemployment. All right, should be in the chat. Cool. We good to go, man. Let's see here. Let me get out of here. All right, let me shut that down. All right. So it is Father's Day. We went 2 hours. Like I said, I gave y'all a little bit of time so we can go out there and enjoy our day. I'm about to get off here, go get me a nice Uncle Nearest early in the morning and sit on my backyard, man, and eat some good food and just simply relax. I thank y'all for taking the time to spend with me on this Father's Day. I enjoy it so much. As long as I'm on YouTube, I'm going to try and make this a habit to go live so we can discuss. And the next time I actually bring some fathers up so you guys can, just talk about fatherhood, man, and how you maybe broke some generational curses and the way you parent your children. I think that would be something that we can do in the future. So greatly appreciate it, y'all. Thank you for all the support. Thank you to everybody who sent in the gifted memberships. That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even understand that until somebody had put it in there a while back. I was like, oh, that's nice of that person. So if that was you, thank you. Thank you to all the super chats, anybody that sent in cash apps. Will we get any? No, we good. Let's see here. Cool. All right. So yeah, y'all enjoy the rest of your day, man. And all the fathers out there, salute. God bless. All the young men out there that are thinking about having kids, make sure you do it within wedlock. Do not become a statistic. As you guys see, black men are doing their thing. Men in general, man, men, no matter what society likes to say, we doing what we need to do. And I'm proud of you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We are blessed to be here, man. I greatly appreciate everything that you guys, do in supporting the platform. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for you guys. I greatly appreciate it. Block out all the noise. Black men, we up. I just learned that slang phrase. So yes. So I get out here with some of this 6 lack, and y'all can go with 6 black, and then y'all can go on and watch your day. So Media Man out. Peace. God bless. And I'll be back next week. Peace.
I'm like, it's a goddamn shame. We done crash, we done burn, but baby, you the goddamn blame. See, I wanted love, but you wanted goddamn fame. Every goddamn thing. I wanted a bitch who was on the move, but you wanted goddamn late. This still my problems. Got that one in my bed and she just wanna sleep. Fucking up all of the sheets. She only wake up to eat. Do this shit every week. Like, why you do that? Crying, you wanna be great, but sleeping until the next day. Why you do that? Don't got that much in the bank. We go out, she order the steak. Why you do that? She can't explain it, but you know it working for her. She claiming she down on her luck, but really she don't give a fuck. And I cannot make this shit. I ain't this shit, be the real thing. She know I'm the real, that'll never change. I won't be the one to try to explain why you catch them feels. I'ma sip on this drink, it's easing the pain. I got real shit to stress about, girl, I ain't worried about shit. Remember that I tried to build you, now I ain't worried about shit.